Hello everyone and welcome to our first ever Healthy Mourning resource video. I'm so excited to share with you the resources that I know have been helpful to myself when I've been going through grief journey, that I know have been helpful to my clients as they go through their grief journey, that I have recommended because I get asked all the time what would be the best resource for whatever a particular situation is. So I am committed to coming on here regularly and giving you another recommendation of something that may be of assistance to you. So where else would I start but with the book that I wrote, which is Healthy Mourning, Happy Loving, 52 Ways to Convert Your Grief to Mourning. And it's all about converting your grief to mourning and finding 52 ways. Now, part of what I'm going to be doing in these videos is I'm going to talk about who is this book appropriate for. So when we're in our grief journey, there's the early part of our grief journey, and then there's kind of the mid part of our grief journey, and then there's, as we're coming to the end of our grief journey and we've come to reconciliation, or we're very close to reconciling with the loss. And so some books are appropriate at different times during the grief journey. So part of what I want to do is let you know when books are best for. And what I did in this book is I put a chart at the back of the book. So I'm just going to show you what this chart looks like. And what it does is it identifies every chapter, and it identifies, first of all, the 5 areas you'll see over here, the 5 areas of symptoms of grief. So physical, mental, emotional, social, and spiritual. And then it has the 3 stages of grief. I call them stages or phases, but early, middle, or late. And then you'll see little bullet points, and you'll see all the chapters listed here. And the intention is, if you know that you're in a certain part of your grief process, or you know that you're looking for some kind of way to convert grief to mourning, and you are having a particular emotional experience or a physical symptom that you're wanting to work through, this back of the book chart lets you know where to go to, which chapter to go to. And so I put that in there very deliberately because I wanted this book to be accessible no matter what your phase is. And, you know, I'm so grateful to the people who wrote at the back of the book, because I had both Dr. Robert Holden and also Dr. Alan Wofelt talk about the book. And one of the things that Dr. Alan Wofelt talked about, and I'm going to be talking about a lot of Dr. Wofelt's books, what he said at the back of the book is, Maria provides a number of lovely ways you can take your grief and allow it to become authentic mourning. Keep this resource handy and pick and choose the ones that help you help yourself heal. And I love that he wrote that, because that was exactly my intention, and I had not discussed that with him prior to his writing this. So it just warmed my heart that it was built into the book, that he saw exactly what I was looking to do there. And so if you're finding that you need something that is just riding with you on your grief journey, and you pick it up whenever you need it, and whenever you don't, it's just there for you for the next time you may need it. So the other thing I want to talk about in reviewing this book is, because, you know, I wrote it, I'm not going to be an impartial review on it, but I do want to explain to you that part of what we did was every chapter is literally 1 page of text followed by a page of what we call heart points. Because sometimes, particularly in the early moments of grief, it's really hard to read, and sometimes just having those heart points. And I call them heart points instead of bullet points, and they're designed with hearts because it's meant to be a gentle entree for you. And they're just recommendations to see if this particular conversion techniques works for you. So part of what I wanted to do in these reviews is maybe read from the books just a little bit so you can get a flavor of what the book is like. So I'm just going to start right out with chapter 1, which is Conversion Technique 1, because I named the chapters as per the conversion technique. And so it's about symbols of strength. And what I say here is, grief is not a problem to be solved. It is a process that we go through. The truth is, most people avoid it because it is hard. Grief brings with it a myriad of physical, mental, emotional, social, and spiritual symptoms. Questions range from the basics of self-care and functioning to existential crises of faith. In this turmoil, we need something to ground into and lean on, something to remind ourselves that we have the strength to walk through the process of grief. A symbol of strength can remind us of and connect us to the power we have within. One of the things I learned from a native elder many years ago is that the Blackfoot revere the buffalo as the smartest of all animals. Only the buffalo is smart enough to know that when a storm is coming, you turn towards it and walk through it, because that is the shortest time spent in the storm. All other animals, humans included, run from the storm, which only causes them to spend more time in the chaos of the storm. And so what I'm talking about here is you see those storm clouds on the horizon. You know the grief is surging inside of you again, and the grief burst is coming, and you feel it. And instead of leaning into it, quite often our instinct, and it's a very natural instinct as a human being, we want to protect ourselves from the pain. So we deny it, we push it away, we say it's not that bad, we get busy with something else, we avoid it, we distract from it, right? As opposed to actually dealing with what's coming down the pike. So that's what we're talking about here. Yeah. Creator rewards the buffalo with a strong tuft of hair on the forehead to protect this wise creature from the storm it faces. So too does the God of your understanding, my understanding, our understanding, give us the tools we need as we need them. When my mother died, the buffalo became an important symbol for me. I placed a picture of a buffalo where I would see it every day. It was a powerful reminder to face the storms of grief as they appear, and to trust the Creator would give me what I need to survive. So this is all about finding whatever symbol you need that is a symbol of strength for you, that makes sense for you. So as I promised, we have these heart points on the next page, and it simply says getting started. So it's ways to use this particular conversion technique. And so getting started. Begin with getting curious. Ask yourself, what is my symbol of strength? How can it help me through this difficult time? Heart point number 2. Find or create a physical reminder of your symbol of strength. And creating it can be very powerful, right? Because we can draw it out, we can write about it, we can find ways to create it for ourselves, or we can find pictures of it, whatever, we can collage a picture of it. There are multiple ways to approach this. And the whole idea of this is it gives you ideas that you can then take and use in whatever way is appropriate for you. Place the symbol somewhere prominent where you will see it throughout your day. As I mentioned before, I placed my picture in a place where I would see it every day. And in fact, I have pictures of buffaloes all around my house, but the most important one is the one on my refrigerator door, because I see that many times a day. And there are times when I don't even notice it, and there are other times when I see it, and boy, it's right there, and it's exactly what I needed to kind of bolster me on. Heart point number 4. Share the symbol and the story of why it gives you strength with someone you trust. There is power in sharing your stories with someone else. As you speak to another person about your power symbol, you hear yourself speak. You learn from what you say, and the symbol becomes more meaningful and personal. The other thing to remember is your supportive friend may also have thoughts to share with you that will give you a greater perspective and appreciation of the benefits of your symbol. So while you know what it means for you, a compassionate and caring and supportive friend who is really listening to what you're saying may hear some other angle on it that might even deepen your awareness of the strength that this symbol brings forward for you. Finally, by asking a friend to listen, you give them the opportunity to help. In times of grief, friends often feel helpless. They don't know what to say or do. By asking them to listen to and validate what you are saying, you communicate that you trust them. That trust is a priceless gift. So like I said, this book is 52 of these kind of chapters that are meant for you to use at any point in your grief journey. I wrote it where I give you an idea of what the chapter is about, then I talk about a personal experience with the chapter, and then I give you these getting started opportunities or ideas that you can just jump off from. I would love to hear from anybody who has read this book or who has looked through pages of the book, how it has helped you, how it has supported you. Amazon would love to hear from you as well. So if you did get the book, please write an Amazon review, and I'll tell you why that's important. Because there are so many other people like you who need these resources that I'm going to point out to you. And if you type the reviews both here in this video and also on Amazon, then what it does is it tells the search engines the next time somebody's searching for something like this, bring this resource up. So bring this video up, bring this book up. In all of these, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple of connection points down below, and I hope that you utilize them. Number one, if you want to hear more resources, please make sure you subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to be doing this at least once a week, and in some cases many times a week. I'm really committed to getting this information out about resources as quickly as I can. So please, if you want to hear more of these, make sure you press subscribe. I will put there the Amazon link for how you can get a hold of this book. I will always put the link to how you can get a hold of whatever resource I'm talking about. I would love to hear from you about any resources that you know have been helpful to you that I will include in these videos, because that's always really helpful to me as well. And finally, I'm going to put a link down below to healthymourning.com. If you go to healthymourning.com, that's my website, you will see a bar of all kinds of free resources for you. That includes, you will be able to get into the Healthy Mourning Revolution Facebook page, which again is a free Facebook page for people who are grieving and want to learn how to convert their grief to mourning with ease and grace. That's what that whole Facebook page is committed to. You will also have a tab that will link you to our next live launch. And the live launch of the Healthy Mourning Revolution is 9 days when I work with you absolutely free of charge. And it is all about getting you clear on where you are in your grief journey at this moment in time, and giving you some tools and techniques that you can carry forward. Because I am so committed to teaching people how to convert their grief to mourning and how to stop the fight against the grief. Your grief knows your pathway through this, and you are the expert on your grief. You have to be willing to listen to your inner cues, and you have to know what to do with them when you hear them. So it is my hope that this has been of some assistance to you. I look forward to hearing from you, and I look forward to being with you again with our next resource review. Namaste.